Hi guys, my name is Angel. I'm a director of photography and DI colorist based in Mumbai. Right now, I'm in my hometown for vacations. You may or may not remember this backdrop that I have been using since 2020 on my channel. Anyway, let's dive into today's video, which is going to be about video tracks. Since we are talking about the video track only in this particular video, let's hold Alt and select these audio tracks to delete them. Okay. Now that we have simplified the timeline, we only have these videos which are laid down in just one track for the moment. As you can see, there is nothing on top of them, and even the track section says video 1 and audio 1. In DaVinci Resolve or any non-linear editing software like Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere, you can layer videos on top of each other or stack videos on top of each other. So to layer, you need to create some more tracks. Now to create tracks, there are two basic methods. All right. Now you can either take any video clip which is either on the timeline or from your media pool. You can drag and drop it and it will automatically make a new layer for you. Now I have taught this before also in the timeline video, but let's do it once again. So I'll take this last clip that I have on my timeline on video 1 right now. I'll just drag and move it up. When I drag it up, it will automatically create video 2. Okay. Now I can drag and place it anywhere I want. So if I place it on top of my first clip, the video on top will be the video which is visible. Okay. So whatever is below it will not be visible to the actual export or to the preview window. I won't see it unless I take it to a place where the track ends and the track below it reveals itself, right? Now I can always move it to make it visible and to make the layer 1 invisible again. Now we can also make a new track by another method. Let's delete the clip. To make a video track without dragging a clip, you can right click on this video 1 section. Just right click anywhere and select add track. Now in this video layer, I can take this last clip again and drag and drop it. It won't need to make a new layer for itself. We have already made it. Now similarly, you will see another option when you right click on any video 1 or video 2. You will see add tracks, plural. It will basically ask you how many tracks you want to make and above which track layer. So for example, I want to make some new tracks between layer 1 and layer 2. So insert position, I will keep it at above video 1 because I want to place it between 1 and 2. And I will say, I will drag it to 3. Okay. So by this, it should create 3 tracks between 1 and 2. Now the 2 has automatically been renamed as video 5 and we have 3 new tracks between those 2. Now I can obviously click on it and rename it. So for example, I want to make it camera A and I want to make video 5 or the topmost layer as cam B. Now, what if I want to delete just video track 3? For that, I will right click on video track 3 and hit delete track. Now we just have 2 tracks in between our cam A and cam B layer. What if I want to remove every layer which doesn't have anything on it? Sometimes it might so happen that you have 15 or 20 video tracks and there can be 1 or 2 tracks which don't have anything, and it just makes your organization a little difficult because you have to scroll up or down that much. I can right click on any track. For example, let's right click on cam A or video 1 and let's press delete empty tracks. It will automatically detect and delete the tracks which don't have anything. So now we have organized and cleaned up our timeline back again. So now let's talk about these 3 buttons that are available for every track. The first button is lock track. Let's zoom in on the timeline a little bit. Now we have these 2 clips on these 2 different tracks. Now, what if I want to make sure that my track 1 or my camera A remains intact on its place? I don't want to cut it. I don't want to change its positions. I am sure that this particular edit is locked for this particular track. So let's lock it. And now, when I move this track, I can move it. I can move any clip from this track B or camera B, but I can't move anything from the video track layer 1. Now, whenever I am cutting anything, let's put another clip for video 3. Now I have 3 clips on 3 different tracks. And when I select Alt Y to select everything, and when I press Control backslash to make a cut, it will not make a cut on the track which is locked, as you can see. The next button we have is Auto Track Selector. As you saw, I have created these 3 layers in front of you, and all of them have this toggled on. Let's toggle off these 2 tracks. Okay. Now, as you can see, only this particular video 1 has this auto track selector on, and these 2 have it off. So now, as you can see, I don't have any clip selected at the moment in these 3 tracks. And when I have my playhead above them, now if I make a cut by a shortcut, for example, if I press Ctrl B or Ctrl backslash, it will only make a cut on video track 1. So let's make a cut. As you can see, it chose to make that cut on video track 1. So this way, we can prioritize which track we want to make a cut on, which is our primary track for editing. Also, what it does is, for example, let's take this clip, let's copy it by Ctrl C. Now, let's go to the very end and make a selection with I. Now, if I want to paste that clip that we just copied onto this point, usually if all these auto track selectors layers were on, it would have pasted it on the same track. For example, I copied it from video track 3, it will paste it on video track 3. But now since I have my defaults on video track 1, when I hit Ctrl V, it will paste that clip on video track 1. So if you're prioritizing your cam A or video track 1 for your edits, this is the way to do it so that your pastings and your cuttings are done on video track 1 itself. You can always choose to select all the tracks with Alt Y or with mouse selections and cut them all together. That's always a thing. But if you don't choose and you do that action, it will prioritize your video track 1. You can do this with any track. For example, let's toggle on for video track 2 and toggle off for video track 1. Now let's copy it again and make a selection with I. Let's paste. Now it automatically pasted it on video track 2. So this is what this second button does. Now we have one more button, which is disable or enable your video track. For right now, this track is enabled, so it's showing me the option for disabling it. Let's press on it. Now we see that we have bypassed what was on video track 2. When you turn it back on, it will come back on. So this is the way to disable all of the clips on a track very easily. You don't have to select and press D to disable every clip. But then again, if you want to do it for just one clip, let's toggle it back on. Let's select the clip that we want to disable. Only one clip if you want to disable it. Press D and press D again to enable it back. So now let's learn how to navigate these panels for video tracks. Our audio track is separated by this line, and with this color also you can see that the audio track is green and the video track is blue. We can see that we can move this up and down. It will make your video tracks bigger if you want to work on just video, and for audio also if you want. Now you can see that this video 1 layer has some bigger thumbnails, and video 2 and video 3 are a little smaller. Let's make them all very small by holding shift, and with the scroll I have made them very small. You can't even see any thumbnail now. To make them evenly big, let's press shift again, and with the mouse scroll I can make them all big. But what if I want to make the video track 1 a little bigger? Now when you hover between video track 1 and video track 2 on this line, let's press on it, and by holding it, let's drag it up to make the thumbnails bigger. Now I can zoom in on the timeline and I can see bigger thumbnails. Now let's learn how to flip these video tracks on top of each other. Press right click on camera A and hit on move track up. It will automatically switch your track. You can move tracks up, you can move tracks down, you can add a subtitle track, but this is not in this video's scope. So let's skip that. We have delete tracks and everything. Now we have track color as well. Now you can change the color of any clip. I have shortcuts for that, but you can change the color for an entire layer as well. So for example, let's right click on camera A And let's change track color to beige. Now, as you can see, all of them have turned to beige. Now you can choose to individually change the color of any clip like so, but if you default it, it will come to beige again. So this is a method of looking at one track when you have so many tracks going on, when you have a complex edit, it can be a very useful thing. Now, as you can see, there is a highlight on V1 with a red line or red box. If you want to disable it, you can click on it and now it's gone. But it's very important for any of these video tracks to have this red box. You can have this red box or highlight on just one track, but it's very important. If you don't have it, then you won't be able to import anything. It will just give you this error. You won't be able to import anything to any of these tracks. So to make sure that you are importing correctly, you have to have a red highlight or at least one video track. Now when you have it, you can drag and drop it to any layer. But what is the purpose of having red box on just one track, you may ask? Now it's basically acting as a highlight for that layer. It's highlighting my video track 1 for defaults. So what it does is, you can press F9 with any clip selected on the media pool to insert that clip. I can insert this clip wherever my I point and O point is. So in this I point, I will be inserting this red circle now with the shortcut F9. As you can see, because the default was set on V1, it put it to V1. Now let's import this green circle, make a selection again, and with this green circle selected, let's highlight video track 2. Now let's press F9 again. Let's also place the blue circle. Let's make a selection again with I, and let's highlight video track 3. And with F9, I have all three imports in different layers as I wished so. Now let's put them or stack them on top of each other like so. With this white background, you can see that these circles are PNG files and they are clean circles. They don't have any background in them. Let's position the green a little differently now. And red like so. Alright, now we can understand layering in the best possible way. We have the blue circle on the topmost layer on video channel 3. So the blue is completely visible. Then we have green. So green is hidden a little bit by blue, but it's overlapping red because it's on top of red. And the red is basically compressed under green and also compressed under blue. Now, what happens if you want to mix these layers a little bit? As of now, as you can see, if you go on blue, if you have selected blue layer, you can go down a little bit and we see this composite panel in your inspector. If you don't see your inspector, just click on it to bring it. Now, as you can see, the composite mode right now is set to normal. So we have these different blending modes. You can play around with these composite modes to understand what kind of blending modes you can work on. Let's put it to normal again. Whichever one is on top will be visible the most. Let's take it up. Now green is on top, so it's the most visible, then blue, and then red. This is how the chronology works. Whichever is on top will be visible, whichever is on the bottom will not be visible, and so on in between. So this is it for this video. In the next one, I'm going to talk about audio tracks and how they work. If you have watched so far, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and let me know in the comments down below what topics you want me to cover. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.